Science Unscripted.
I can't smoke indoors here at DW. It's not allowed. It's a fire hazard, and they just don't allow it. But I would smoke. I do smoke. I don't want to smoke. I'm like most smokers. U.S. data from a few years back: 70% of people who smoke want to quit. 55% of people who smoke in the U.S. at that point tried, and 7 were successful.
7% of the
7% of the people who tried to quit smoking in 2018 were successful. I've tried. I don't even try anymore.
Yeah. That's what this episode is about. It's about giving it one last shot or another shot. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to head down to Mannheim, Germany. And the reason we're going there is they're doing a kind of wild, ongoing experiment. We can't give you all the details about it, but I guess the first thing we have to say about it is that one part of it includes forcing Gabe to play chess.
Where we were in Mannheim, there was a feeling of desolation on the streets. That's what I felt anyways. It could be because there's a large psychiatric hospital located right downtown. It's called the Central Institute for Mental Health. We sat down with the Institute's senior addiction expert, Sabine Vollstadt-Klein.
I just had a group session where there was a chessboard, and I had to remember where the pieces were. And what does that have to do with stopping smoking?
So in addictive disorders, there is an imbalance between the impulsive and the reflective system. And when you strengthen the reflective system by a cognitive training, this might help to work against impulsive actions.
If I want to stop smoking, it's a choice to go outside and light up that cigarette. The more I train on this chessboard, the more likely it is that I won't make that choice to go outside and light up that cigarette. Is that what you're saying?
This is the idea behind that. It will help you to have better decisions.
Why? Why does that work that way? Is there something? Is the brain just a muscle? The more you train it, the stronger it is. Why exactly does that work that way?
So cognitive training, if it's chess or not chess, it might help you to improve cognitive control. So it might help you for a better decision making to smoke or not to smoke.
Cognitive control. It's dependent on good sleep. That's why 50 electrodes are being fastened to my head to see if I'm getting good sleep. And spoiler, if you're trying to get over an addiction, you probably aren't sleeping well. I spent a night in this lab, and my readings were terrible. I slept like crap. And that might be because of the damage I've already done to my brain, says lead researcher Gordon Feld.
Sorry, I'm trying not to say your brain is when you smoke, but it is, right?
Please say that like that.
Not
in those words.
No, I like those words. Is that true? Is your brain?
I've been smoking for probably half my life now. Have I done irreparable damage to my brain or to my ability to fall asleep by smoking?
I think it's likely true because of how the brain works. So the molecule we're talking about is acetylcholine, right? And that is a really, really important regulator of brain activity, right? So if you cut that, then your brain is not going to work correctly. And nicotine acts on receptors of that molecule, right? And that's really an issue.
Can we say straight up that for people who don't sleep well or who have less quality sleep, that it's harder for them to quit smoking? Can we say that?
I think we can say that, yeah. I don't think there's epidemiological evidence for that, but it's from all we know what sleep does, we can say that, yeah. I mean, we can say that sleep enhances your ability to control your behavior. So one example study that has been done is snacking, right? If you don't sleep well, you're going to snack more, right? And you're not going to be able to control what types of snacks you're going to eat. So you're going to eat more fatty and more sweet stuff, right? And the same thing for cigarettes. It hasn't been done. It doesn't really seem ethical to do that, have somebody sleep deprived and then give him cigarettes, right? But kind of imputing from that data, it makes sense that that would happen, right?
I think when most people think about sleeping better, they think about better, darker curtains, something to put over their eyes, earplugs, a different mattress, whatever. That's not what you have in mind to help people improve the quality of the sleep. What are you doing here?
So I agree that those are very good interventions to also try. I think we should not prevent people from having darker curtains, right? But the very specific way that we are targeting sleep is using an exercise intervention. It's a specific exercise called high-intensity interval training, where people have short, intense bouts of exercise and then brief rest periods to have another bout, and they have like 3 to 4 of these really high-intensity bouts for such a session. And we can have a short time but an effective effect on the sleep period. And that's why we've chosen this intervention.
We're not going to find out, I think, for about 1.5 years what this experiment has done or not done. But in the meantime, for all of you out there, I think the biggest takeaway, at least for me, is that you have to approach it, you have to attack this problem from a couple different directions. Sleep, cognitive training, exercise, possibly connected to it as well. There are also smoking cessation groups you can join. You're going to need some help. You're going to need to try a couple different ways of doing it.
Yeah, if you're like me, you're going to need help. And we'll just end it with this. If I quit smoking, I will live 9 years longer.
That's worth it.
I think that's worth it.
That's worth it. If you have any questions, comments, you can leave a comment. You can write us. We are su@dw.com. Have you tried to quit smoking? Anything like it? Anything that works or doesn't work for you? Let us know.